India's government is counting on infrastructure and technology to boost jobs. Beyond that, it set the seemingly impossible task of doubling the size of the economy in just 5 years. In the annual budget announced by the finance minister on Friday, the government took the first step in that direction by cutting taxes on electric vehicles, solar cells, and lithium batteries. It's also promised to build nearly 19.5 million rural homes and freshwater pipelines across the country. New Delhi's announced a $10 billion bailout for ailing state-run banks, and it's easing rules for foreign investors. The government's hoping to bring in nearly $15 billion by selling some state-owned assets while also raising taxes on higher income earners.
It's high time India not only gets integrated into global value chain of production of goods and services, but also become part of the global financial system to mobilize global savings, mostly institutionalized in pension, insurance, sovereign wealth funds, and so on.
Well, Rebecca Bundhun's been following the budget announcement, and she joins us now with more details. Rebecca, thanks for joining us. There were high hopes for this budget following Prime Minister Narendra Modi's re-election. Did the government deliver?
Well, this budget came against a very challenging backdrop. If we look at what's happened to economic growth in the country, it's slowed to a 5-year low in the last financial year of 6.8%, according to official data. And there's also been this rise in the unemployment rate, which hit a 45-year high in the year to June 2018. So a very challenging set of circumstances there for the budget to be delivered in. And what we've seen in it is that Nirmala Sitharaman, India's new finance minister, she did outline those plans for India to become a $5 trillion economy by 2025. That's a very ambitious target. She did also say that India is on track this year to become a $3 trillion economy. Now, in terms of sort of reaction to this budget, it seems that business leaders, investors, they don't really feel that it delivered a lot of big bang announcements. It was a little bit on the safe side. That's what people are telling us. But what the government really did focus on was that push towards spending on infrastructure, huge plans outlined for investment in infrastructure, including upgrading 125,000 kilometers of roads over the next 5 years, which will cost some $11.6 billion US dollars. Also, a huge emphasis on attracting more foreign investment. There was talk in this budget of relaxing rules in sectors including aviation, media, insurance to attract more foreign direct investment into those sectors. And of course, these are all measures that will ultimately help boost the economy and help create more jobs. Perhaps some business leaders felt they wanted to see a little bit more in terms of announcements and so on. But the agriculture sector also getting a boost in spending in this budget as expected, given the concerns in that sector.
Rebecca, you mentioned the agriculture sector getting a boost in spending there. What were some other sectors that benefit from this budget?
The banking sector was also definitely a beneficiary with that announcement of an injection of $10 billion of capital to state-run banks. The banking sector has really been struggling in India with a lot of bad debt. So that's a very welcome move, and that can also in turn have a positive knock-on effect on other sectors. Also some relief for the what's known as the shadow banking or non-banking financial companies as well, which have also been struggling quite a bit over the past year or so. Then yes, agriculture, there was talk of zero budget farming, a move towards farmers becoming less dependent on loans and credit, which has really been a challenge in that sector, where a lot of farmers have faced high levels of debt, which has led to farmer suicides in some parts of the country, and also just a struggle with profitability in that industry. Manufacturing was another area that seems to have been given a lot of attention election, really the government outlining plans to attract a lot more companies to actually manufacture in India, sectors as well, areas identified including electric vehicle manufacturing. So there are a number of areas that did get a boost. I think the super rich are slightly concerned because their taxes will increase under this budget. Also, there are going to be increases in fuel tax rates, and also in terms of taxes on gold imports. So there will be those kind of sectors where costs will rise, and that could be a concern for parts of the population.
All right, Rebecca Bundhun, thank you for joining us from New Delhi. Rebecca, thank you.